Is it racist to require an ID to cast a vote in an election?
No, you need your ID for everything nowadays. Why would it be considered racist when we all have to carry one?
You should already have an ID. I live in Georgia now, and I voted. They ain't seen me nothing with no problem, so it's not racist.
No, that has nothing to do with race.
Has nothing to do with race.
If it's for everybody, then no, it's not.
It don't sound racist to me. Just require an ID.
So not only is it not racist, but you think it should be required?
Absolutely.
It's a lot of things in the world that's racist. That's not considered one, and I would know that for a fact.
Georgia just passed a bill that requires voter ID. Pretty common sense, right? Big companies don't think so. They think it's racist. Let's figure out if the people in Clearwater, Florida agree with that. Did you know there's an opportunity to talk to me one-on-one in my private Facebook group? You can gain access by donating $5 a month to me at patreon.com/Kaitlin Bennett. Like-minded people are there. We talk all the time. It's great. Sign up and I'll see you there. Georgia is passing a law to require ID to vote.
Okay.
A lot of big companies are pulling out because they say that it's racist to require an ID to cast a vote in an election. Do you guys think that's racist?
Racist to you said what?
To use an ID to vote.
No, that has nothing to do with race.
Has nothing to do with race.
If it's for everybody, then no, it's not.
Yeah, no?
I don't think it does.
Okay. Why do you think MLB and Delta Airlines are trying to force that state to rescind that law by saying it's racist? Can you come up with anything in your head?
Maybe that's just the only thing they could think of.
I like that answer.
Maybe because they think that people shouldn't be ID for that.
Is voter ID racist?
I think voter ID really goes to who it is that's considered a citizen in the United States. You know, you can't vote if you're not a citizen of the United States. So at that point, if you're not getting your citizenship, then you shouldn't be able to vote. But other than that, vote for whoever it is that you believe is your candidate.
I feel like I'm gonna go off what Big Bro said. Big Bro said. If you don't have an ID in the United States, then you should not vote. It's not right, it's not legal, and it's not accepted. But no, it's not racist. I'm mixed, black and white. It's not racist. But if you do have an ID, vote for whoever the hell you want. And let me tell you right now, Biden sucks. And I'm a black guy saying that. Trump 2020. Can I get a whole yeah?
Oh yeah!
Oh yeah! That's all I'm gonna leave it at. If you don't have an ID to vote in the U.S., don't do it. Okay, don't try it.
Okay, Georgia. We're going back to Georgia.
All right.
Is voter ID racist? Is that a no? I don't know. Georgia, they just passed a bill to require voter ID to cast a vote in an American election. MLB, Delta, Coke, they're protesting it. They're pulling business out of Georgia because they said requiring an ID to vote is racist. Is it racist?
It's a lot of things in the world that's racist. That's not considered one, and I would know that for a fact.
All right.
So.
Okay, yeah. I like that answer. There's a lot of things. Requiring a voter ID is probably not one of them. Do you think it's racist?
Not really.
So it's to require voter ID to vote. So if you're going to go in and cast a vote in an American election, you have to prove you are who you say you are, then you can vote. Some companies are pulling out. I assume this is where you know what's going on because they're saying that law is racist. Is it racist to require an ID to vote?
No, I don't think so.
I don't necessarily think so. If everybody has to do it, I guess if you were singling out one race, it would be different. But if it's, everybody, then I guess it's a requirement for everybody.
Hey, on that racist.
Wait,
I'm racist.
You're racist?
I'm racist? How so?
Are you Trump supporter?
Where's the proof that I'm racist?
On your Twitter. Are you
just proof. If you're gonna call people racist.
Are you a Trump supporter?
Bro, break that.
Chill out. You get the mic. I don't want to be on camera.
You're gonna call people racist? Back it up, dude. Come on. For the uncensored portion, I do have something to say about that. So sign up at libertyhangout.tv if you want to know what I'm about to say. But that's why I have security right there. because of that happening, people calling me names, they ask for proof, they want to put their hands all over me. Thank goodness that his friends had a little bit more common sense than him, but I don't know.
So voter ID, I really believe that you should have a voter ID to vote. There's no reason why anybody from not our country should be able to vote, so you need a voter ID to vote. And I believe that if you want to vote, you should have a voter ID. I'm not sure what else.
I mean, I know why they say it is.
Why is it?
They say that black people can't access the DMV and they can't get to the place to get an ID, and they aren't smart enough to get on a computer.
Well, that's their fault. Why do we ask them? Like, they could better themselves.
If the Democrats truly cared, then they would have lower bus fares for they can go to the DMV.
Let's ask them. Here, ask them.
We're discussing is voter ID racist? Mm-hmm. Is requiring an ID, a form of ID, to vote in an election in America, is it racist?
To get an ID, you should already have an ID, right?
Well, Delta is mad at Georgia. MLB is pulling their games out of Georgia, the state of Georgia, because they just passed a law to require voter ID, and people are saying it's racist.
How are they going to mail you your voter's registration and your voter ticket if they don't have an ID?
They said there shouldn't be an ID requirement.
Because, I mean, they mailed me my stuff, and I voted.
Were you able to get an ID?
Yeah. I have a Georgia license.
Okay. So you're from Georgia?
No, I'm from Florida.
Okay.
But I have a Georgia license.
Okay.
I live in Georgia now.
All right.
And I voted. They ain't seen me nothing with no problem. So it's not racist. Just to let y'all know.
All right, thank you. Georgia, I'm going to keep it sweet and simple, and I'm just going to get straight to the point. They passed a bill requiring ID to cast a vote. People are saying that's racist. Is it racist to require an ID to cast a vote in an election?
No, you need your ID for everything nowadays. Why would it be considered racist when we all have to carry one?
I don't believe so neither.
No?
For the same reasons, like you need some type of form of identification, and I think you would need some type of form of identification to vote. Why wouldn't you?
And what if somebody said that they voted once or they vote was counted twice? And
how do you know who's voting and who's not if you don't have an ID? So no, I definitely don't believe it.
So not only is it not racist, but you think it should be required?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think it's fine. I don't think no harm's in it.
Yeah. Me neither. Just MLB, Delta Airlines, and Coca-Cola are all protesting, trying to threaten.
They protest everything nowadays. Oh, the sand, it's too windy out here. Let's protest Tampa. No.
No kidding, yeah. So why are they using the race card to try and not have election security, do you think?
To be honest,
That's all I ask.
I think that is the new norm to say racist against, and it is kind of offensive because the ones who are using it is counteracting what it really is. That's not racism, but because black people endure it so much, now it's almost like they're trying to use reverse racism for everything. Everything is racism now.
Is it insulting that we're pulling issues away of actual racism and applying? It almost seems as though if everything's racist, then nothing can be racist.
Exactly. It is very offensive that everything is used as racism, but what really is racism? What's really racism? Oh, it's not racism. But what's not racism? Oh, it's racism. So it's using it to their benefit, and it's very offensive.
Yeah. I mean, I'm as white as they get, but I agree with you with that. I agree with it.
Facts is facts. No matter the race, no matter the culture, no matter religion, facts are facts.
Yeah.
Can't change that.
Facts don't care about your feelings.
Nope.
Georgia passed a bill recently that requires voter ID. Have you heard about that?
A little bit.
A little bit. Have you heard about the companies that are just not having it? They do not like that at all.
I hadn't.
So MLB, Coke, Delta Airlines, those are all examples. They are pulling business out of Georgia because they said requiring an ID to vote is racist. Do you think it's racist to require proof of who you are to vote?
I don't. No.
Why not?
You need to verify who people are. So you need verification about who people are.
So not only do you believe that it's not racist, but we should have it.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. You're not white, right?
No.
Okay, you're not white. But you follow me and you said you love me.
Yes, I do.
I'm just putting that out there for everybody who wants to do whatever they want with that information. So, all right. Is voter ID racist?
No.
Georgia, you know Georgia, great state of Georgia, as President Trump calls it, former President Trump. They are saying it's racist. The companies in Georgia, Delta Airlines, Coke, MLB, they're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you were requiring an ID for people to vote. That's racist. As someone who isn't white, is it racist?
No, I feel like people should be like having a voter ID because you have to know who you are. Like, if you're going to vote, how do we know that you're not a citizen from another country? And why do you have a say in America if you're from another country?
Very good point. Is that not the dumbest question you've ever been answered or asked? What do you think? Is it racist?
I mean, it can be, but it all depends on how you really look at it. Racism could be something to somebody else, like it could be based on your skin color, it could be based on what you do versus your culture, but I don't think it is. I mean, there's other places that require IDs for certain things. I mean, so I don't think it is, but that's just me.
Have you heard about the companies that are mad about it?
Only thing I've seen about it so far is the All-Star game.
Of course you
Yeah,
did.
right.
Sports guy over here. What do you think about that? Do you think they should leave because they're saying that voter ID is racist? That's why MLB pulled their All-Star game.
Right.
Do you agree with them? Is that a good decision to do?
I have no comment.
No comment.
Just because I haven't really looked into it, so I don't really know. I guess the points that they are saying are racist, I guess. So I'm not gonna comment. The only thing I seen is they pulled the All-Star game. That's all I know.
Does that make you mad?
Yeah, because I was gonna go to the All-Star game.
Yeah, you were gonna go. You aren't now. Yeah, I mean, why would it be racist though? Why would requiring proof of who you are to vote be racist?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
Maybe it's not racist?
It don't sound racist to me, just requiring ID, but there's just some details that I don't know about. Just yeah, that's why I didn't want to comment on it. But
I don't know what details about requiring a voter ID would be racist. That's just me though.
Yeah.
So I'm asking everybody, and I saw the Atlanta hat, and I had to think, he probably lives there.
Yeah.
Is there something you know that I don't? Because I don't think it's racist.
not done.
All right, let me tell you what their reasoning is, and I want to get your reaction.
Okay.
They say it's racist because black people, Hispanics, people of color don't have access to getting IDs. They don't know how to get to the DMV. They don't know how to access a computer to be able to find that information. Joe Biden said that minorities don't really know how to use computers. I'm just wondering,
what's going on? Wait, what is that?
Joe Biden said, and this is recent, I'm surprised you guys haven't heard about it, that minorities, people of color, the African American community don't really know how to use computers. That's why it's racist to require voter ID.
Baby, I know how to use a computer.
I'm just making sure. I don't want to take it. I'm white as they come. I can get a voter ID. You guys can too, right?
Yeah, I never heard of this.
Yeah, I promise I'm not lying. You can Google this. MLB took out their All-Star game. Is that what it's called? Yeah, they're not having their All-Star game in Georgia because they think it's racist to require voter ID.
Oh wow.
Oh wow. Oh wow, this is... do you guys think that's insulting?
Low key.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
A little bit insulting.
Little piece.
Yeah. But just so we're clear here, we'll end on this. You can get an ID.
Yes. Yeah. Baby, I already got mine. Yeah, I already got mine.
Yeah, okay. All right, just checking. Just doing fact checking. You know, we like to fact check around here. MLB is pulling out of Georgia because they say requiring ID to vote is racist. What do you think about that?
I don't think that's racist at all.
No?
No.
No?
I don't.
Consensus here?
I think it's just more so like trying to see how old you are and more for like background just to see if you are eligible to vote. I think that's all that is.
Showing ID for like voting is not racist. Like it wouldn't be racist because I mean you have to show ID to like get a drink.
Yeah.
So like
welfare.
Yeah.
What a stupid question. Is that not just the dumbest question you've ever been asked?
It is.
Yeah,
It is.
but I mean, in today's times, we have to ask if voter ID is racist. Do you think there's more important issues going on than if that's racist?
I think it is.
Slightly, right?
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
COVID-19, the economy, that's more important than that.
You would think so, getting people back to work, opening up our country. You along those lines?
That's right.
To watch the full, uncut, and uncensored version of this exact video, go to libertyhangout.tv. It helps support my work. A lot of juicy content on there. Check it out.